The Two Israels, Covenant or Empire? When you hear the word Israel today, what comes to mind? For most, it's war footage, missiles in Gaza, soldiers at checkpoints, politicians standing with world powers. But is that really the Israel of Scripture? Or has something else taken its name? The Israel you see on the news was not born from Sinai or Covenant. It was born in 1948 through the United Nations, carved out by empire. It traces back to Britain. After World War I, Britain took control of Palestine under the so-called Mandate. In 1917, the Balfour Declaration announced Britain's support for creating a national home for the Jewish people. But who defined Jewish? Who carried the name Israel into that land? Many who took the land were not descendants of Jacob, but Ashkenazi migrants from Europe. Their identity was crafted, their claim political. And Britain, eager to secure power in the Middle East, supported the claim. When the State of Israel was declared in 1948, it was hailed as the fulfillment of prophecy. But it was empire, not covenant, that drew the borders. And ever since, Britain, America, and their allies have funded Israel's wars. Billions poured in, not for covenant, but for control. So we must pause. There are, in truth, two Israels. The first is political Israel, the state born in 1948, propped up by empire, entangled in war. It wears the name of covenant, but its roots are in global power. The second is covenant Israel, the people Yahweh named, the ones he brought out of Egypt, the ones he gave Torah at Sinai, the ones he scattered among the nations, but promised to regather. Yahweh says, "Only if the fixed order of sun, moon, and stars departs from before me, then shall Israel cease from being a nation before me forever."
Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my. You pull out the phone and use the Google.
It's in Genesis. But so you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
hold on.
I'm not holding on.
Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the descendants
God's
of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
And by the way, it's not run by Benjamin Netanyahu as a dictator. It's a democratic country that elected.
He's the prime minister.
Right.
What?
But just like, America is the country run by Donald Trump. No, actually, the American people elected Donald Trump. The same principle is there.
This is silly. I'm talking about the political entity of modern Israel.
Yes, and that is
You believe
Israel.
that's what God was talking about in Genesis.
I do, But
That country's existed since when?
for thousands of years. Now, there was a time when it didn't exist, and then it was recreated just over 70 years ago.
I'm saying, I think most people understand that line in Genesis to refer to the Jewish people, God's chosen people.
That's not what it says.
Okay, Israel, but you don't even know where in the Bible it is. So I don't know if we can.
I don't remember the scriptural citation. But, okay,
It's like Genesis 16 or something like that. But yes, it's in the earlier part of the book. But the point is...
All right, Tucker, you keep interrupting me before I finish my sentence.
It's just important to know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're... So you're saying as a Christian, if I believe in Jesus, I have to support the modern state of Israel?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm explaining for me what my motivation is.
But okay, so I'm just trying to understand. You said God tells you to support the modern state of Israel in the Bible, in some place in the Bible that you heard about, but you don't know where it is. That's your theology?
This covenant, Israel, is not defined by tanks or parliaments. It is defined by promise. Why the distinction matters. If we confuse the two, we stumble. When people see war crimes and occupation, they hate Israel, thinking they are hating covenant. When others blindly defend the state, they confuse politics with Yahweh's eternal promise. But the truth remains. The political Israel is empire's child. The covenant Israel is Yahweh's bride. And here is the heartbeat. Covenant cannot be fulfilled without Messiah. Yeshua came not to uphold empire, but to restore covenant Israel and open the door for the nations. He is the first and the last, the Aleph and the Tor. He is the one who gathers the outcasts of Jacob, and the one in whom the nations find mercy. Without Israel there is no covenant. Without covenant there is no Messiah. Without Messiah there is no restoration of the earth. This is why Israel is hated. Not only because of politics, but because Israel represents Yahweh's unbreakable promise to heal the nations.
Zionism itself was created as a substitute for Judaism, a replacement for Judaism, and a way to negate Judaism.
So when you hear the word Israel, pause. Ask yourself, which Israel? The one formed by Britain and Empire in 1948? Or the one Yahweh named at Sinai, the covenant people scattered and regathered, beloved for his sake? The difference is everything. To confuse them is to stumble, but to discern them is to see the covenant, the Messiah, and the plan of Yahweh for the earth. If this stirred you, there is more to uncover. This was only the beginning. The history runs deeper, the deception darker, but the covenant shines brighter. Search, watch, listen. The lie of empire is being exposed, and the covenant of Yahweh will stand forever. To those who still remember, you are the remnant. This is wisdom, and the scroll remains open. Drop a comment and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for listening all the way through. Until next time, take care.